but to reconquer their war. With only our tongues for our swords, for we are the little folk, we too little to love or to hate. Leave us alone and you'll see how we can drag down the state. Mistletoe.
Billy Bragg. Billy Bragg, the master poet, the master. That's actually a Rudyard Kipling song about taking down the state. It's poetry, right? It's poetry. It's poetry when you mix poetry and pop music. What's the point? So I'll talk about some stuff today, man. So I 3 lies. I'm reading the news. Right? So what am I going to talk about today? 3 lies hit you right in the face. 3 lies. Three consecutive lies. Iran attacked the EAU. You remember when Pompeo and Bolton said it was Iran. Iran did it. They blew up the tankers, the EU tankers, right? Well, it turns out that you can't prove it, right? So we'll look at that. Russia, there's more. Russia attacked the U.S. elections in North Carolina now. And we'll take a look at that. And a very interesting twist on World War II. I was just reading that the United States and the West likes to credit themselves and with the victory and throw the real leader of that victory under the bus, and that one would be Russia. So we'll take a look at that. So the first story today is very interesting. The latest where are we? Here we go. The latest probe finds state actor-led attack on tankers. Right? So they found the guy, right? So they put a picture of Iran up, right? So this is AP reporting. This is the jaded kind of mainstream media. Spin. The latest probe finds state actor-led attack on the tankers. Picture of Iran's supreme leader. So international investigators believe last month's attack on oil tankers in the United Arab Emirates port were led by a foreign state using divers on speedboats who planted mines on the vessels. You ever watch any of the Navy SEALs videos? That's exactly what they do. They did not name Iran, which the United States has blamed for the attacks. Blatantly blamed for the attacks. The United States has blamed Iran. But Pompeo and Bolton and Elliot Abrams has been quiet lately. They probably took him out. Trump didn't. He failed his audition, and Trump took him out of the... he's still behind the scenes, but he took him out of the limelight. That's what the United Nations ambassadors from the Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Norway told a closed meeting with UN Security Council members on Thursday. Right? 4 tankers from those countries were hit on May 12 off the Emirate coast. United States National Security Advisor John Bolton has said Iran is responsible for the attacks, with no evidence. On Thursday, the Saudi ambassador to UN, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, Abdallah Al-Mahamamaha. I'll try that one more time. Adamalahamamahahalama, speaking only for his country, said Saudi Arabia also blames Iran for the sabotage. Right, so they're pointing the finger, right? So here we go. UN does an investigation, finds that there's no evidence to support the finger pointing that Iran did it. And all of the, I mean, just on face value, who uses divers and speedboats and plants mines, right? That's psyop shit, right? That's fucking U.S. SEALs do that shit. So lie number 1, right? We're blaming Iran. Why? Because we want to get in there and fight. Get in there and fight. Start a war. Get the oil. Get control. Keep the war machine going. Lie number 2. Listen to this. This is sick. Feds to finally examine 2016 North Carolina poll books for hacking. Finally, the feds. This is a bullshit story right here. This is This is called covering your trails, right? Because there's evidence, probably overwhelming evidence in North Carolina, that somebody got in there and hacked the thing, right? It was, again, always nothing has to do with Russia. This is CIA. This is opposition party, hacking elections. That's what they do, right? Machines are hackable, right? And also in Florida, they're going to do it too. But listen to the story. More than 2 years after voter check-in software failed on Election Day in North Carolina County, federal authorities will finally conduct a forensic analysis of electronic poll books to see if Russian military hackers who targeted the software provider may have tampered with registration information to disrupt voting. How ridiculous. How goddamn ridiculous. And you know what? That's exactly what they're going to find. Because that's what they're going in there to find. Right? Why 3 years later? 3 years later. 3 years. Now they're probing the 2016 hacks. Now, U.S. Department of Homeland Security security analysis of laptops used in Durham County is the first known federal probe of voting technology that malfunctioned during 2016. Could you imagine that? That's the whole premise of Russiagate is based on hacks and Russian GRU agents, 12 Russians that hacked the DNC and hacked Florida and were all over the place. They penetrated 20 different spots all over the country. Such bullshit, never investigated, and is the premise of Russiagate. How interesting. So when Russian hackers infiltrated election systems in several states, part of what the Mueller investigation said was an effort to favor Donald Trump. So not only didn't they investigate, and now they're investigating, they blamed that the hack was to favor Trump. It was such nonsense, right? Again, that's the essence. If you want to crack Russiagate wide open, if you really, really want to stop election fraud in this country and crack the mystery wide open, is just you have to look at those 12 GRU alleged hackers that Robert Mueller said hacked the DNC. And he based his evidence on, as you see, no forensic evidence whatsoever. It was the word of CrowdStrike. And that hack occurred, or that leak occurred in March, April, May of 2016. So that's where you want to look, right? If you really want to find out the dirt. All right, but nonetheless, here we go. Feds to finally examine 2016. It should read to finally examine 2016 North Carolina polls to confirm that Russia hacked the election, because that's what they're going to find. But this is mainstream media. This is all we got, man. This is what we got. This is what we got to deal with. We got to deal with clowns like this. Fucking come on TV and lie. A whole fabrication. When I read the Mueller report, I look at it, I say, my God, look at the lies. Stacks and stacks of lies. The whole premise of the thing is a lie. That a prosecutor, because he has his own dirt, he has his own Russia dirt, he was elected to find dirt that had nothing to do with him or his allies, right? And blame Russia. It's just crazy. So Russia again takes the hit right now. So it's a little touchy subject, right? So the next one I found was Russia's Lavrov, right? She's just a leader in Russia. Blasts D-Day memorials as a part of a, quote, false history of World War II. Wow, why is it a false history? I thought World War II, I thought the Americans saved the day, right? Didn't we come in and we stormed the beaches of Normandy and without us, the Nazi Germans would have taken over the world, right? We stopped it, right? Because when we stormed the beach in Normandy, when we entered France, that's when everything stopped. Is that the story? That's the story we're told, certainly, right? But what happened before that, right? That was it? You stormed the beach of a distant shore in France, and suddenly everything stops, all the action in Germany and England and Italy and Russia, all over the world at the time in Europe, suddenly comes to a screeching halt. Did we have that much of an influence? Well, according to the Russian side of it, we did not. Now, again, Russia, because of the election and for whatever reason, the Clintons decided to vilify the Russians. Russia is now an enemy. Right? It's the Cold War because of a very corrupt deep state and corrupt campaign with Hillary Clinton. A lot had to do with Bill Clinton, too, getting in there and twisting history in their favor. These people don't care about you. They don't care about anything but winning. That's who Hillary Clinton is, probably the most destructive candidate in modern day history, at least certainly is. So they vilified Russia. But what did Russia do in World War II? Russia lost 25 million people fending off the Germans. Right? 25 million people in Russia died to liberate Europe. Right? And now how possibly could they be our enemy? It's just sick. Speaking at a weekly news conference in Moscow, Foreign Minister spokeswoman Maria Zakharov offered a tribute to those who died on Western Front of World War II, but her comments likely irked many of veterans in Britain. Right, 75th anniversary on Wednesday of the largest seaborne invasion in history was marked at a ceremony in Portsmouth, attended by Queen Elizabeth and world leaders Donald Trump and Angela Merkel. Now, just for the record, Donald Trump, American, and Angela Merkel, Germany. So the United States is standing with the defeated Angela Merkel, and they're happy with that history. The United States saved the day. Right? But what really happened? Russia told the West on Wednesday that Normandy landings on D-Day in 1944 did not play a decisive role in ending World War II, and that the Allied war effort should not be exaggerated. Ooh, those are fighting words, or it's true. It should, of course, not be exaggerated, and especially not at the same time as diminishing the Soviet Union's titanic efforts, without which the victory simply would not have happened, she said. As historians note, the Normandy landing did not have a decisive impact on the outcome of World War II and the Great Patriotic War. It had already been predetermined as a result of the Red Army's victories, mainly at Stalingrad in 1942 and Kursk in 1943. Soviet Union lost over 25 million lives in what is called the Great Patriotic War. Moscow under President Vladimir Putin, they have a big celebration and a big march to celebrate that. See all the flags, the Russian flag, the American flag, the British flag, all flying in Moscow. Right? At least they acknowledge that we had something to do with it. We don't barely acknowledge that Russia had anything to do with World War II. Right? Why? Because it's vilification. Right? It's so evil and so corporate. Because it's not. I guess financially profitable right now to side with Russia, because Russia is a competitor, especially with example Venezuela, Syria. This followed an op-ed from Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. This guy's all over the place. You see his face in every UN sit-down, saying that D-Day memorials are part of a false history of World War II, meant to airbrush out Soviet Union. So this is interesting too. So false interpretations of history are being introduced into the Western education system with mystifications and pseudo-historical theories designed to belittle the feat of our ancestors. Young people are being told that the main credit in victory over Nazism and liberation of Europe goes not to the Soviet troops, but to the West due to the landing in Normandy, which took place less than a year before Nazism was defeated. That is what we're taught, right? That's what we're believed to in the U.S., the brave soldiers. Yeah, well, they were brave and they did die. But again, Russia lost 25 million people. U.S. lost, a significant 500,000. It's not in the numbers. If you want to say who lost more people, and there's the one who gave the greatest sacrifice, then you would have to say the Soviets. So anyway, it's just another example, of how our history is tweaked and and bent, and we're lied to. Right? Why not just tell the truth? Why not just say that the fine Russian people are our friends and our allies, and took a grave hit in 2000, in 1944, and prior to that against the spread of Nazism. I know some people that say, maybe we made the wrong choice of stopping all that, but that's not the discussion here. Right? That's a separate issue. But the real issue is how our media, in conjunction with our fake political rhetoric, is forced down our throats, and more of it's happening with censorship in YouTube. So Marcus Conte reporting. Listen to more Billy Bragg, Billy. Sing it, Bill. Sing it, Bill. I can't get it to play. Marcus Conte reporting.